All right, it's the Alex Jones Show, and we are back. We're taking callers. We're on the line with Nick in Massachusetts. We're going to be going to Forrest, Tom, Caroline, and others. And getting back to this whole, Jesuit, Vatican thing. I mean, there are people out there that say that, Alex is a Vatican assassin, and there's no way that he could have been able to get into the Bohemian Grove without the help of the Jesuit order. And, looking at it from the inside, especially an insider that, didn't spend my life in this information, only woke up after 9/11. I can tell you right now that Jones is no Vatican assassin, okay? He's a regular family guy, and the way he was able to get into Bohemian Grove was with the help of Trio Network over in Europe, which was this news station, and a very determined young journalist named John Ronson. Ronson has later on kind of gone tongue-in-cheek to talk about the New World Order, do a couple of books. He's a little critical, but he admits the Bilderberg Group and One World Government, and was shocked at what Jones shot inside the Grove. So, again, when people are always, it's this group or that group, they all work together. And the group that I would be worried about are the ones that are publicly out there talking about a one world government, a one world economy, a global currency, a quote-unquote New World Order. And when you get into, the Vatican did this, or the Jesuits did that, or the Zionists did this, I think you really muddy the waters, man, and especially for someone like you that has never heard this stuff. I mean, there are just vicious attackers. I mean, there are people out there that say that I'm some kind of a Mossad agent. I've never been to Israel in my life. I've never been inside of a what are they? They're I know it's the Torah. What is it? Synagogue. That's it. I think there's another thing for it. Temple. I've never been to temple either. I have no idea. I think the closest thing to Judaism that I've ever come in contact with is I went to a couple of half-Jewish weddings. So, people try to make links where there aren't any, and some people are just overly paranoid, and in other cases, they're just disingenuous, Nick. You still with us?
Yeah, I'm still with you.
So, I've never heard that either. And, like I said earlier in the week, I had G. Edward Griffin, openly talking about how some of these roundtable groups were based on the Jesuit order. I had Mark Dice on, talking about the occult. And I also had Texe Mars on last night, talking about this whole thing as well. So, it also bothers me when people say, oh, you're covering this up or you're covering that up. This is a news program. Of course we go into the esoteric nature of it sometimes. But at the same time, we're more interested in reporting on what's going on in the vaccinations in Pakistan and in our own country than, what may or may not have happened hundreds or thousands of years ago.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to clear it up because I'm Muslim myself, so it's like when I hear attacks like this, it's like the truth is always attacked and discredited. Alex goes out and he's always attacked and discredited, so it's like I want people to realize that Islam is not, it's not like one of these hocus pocus religions like you think Islam, so you think like Hindu or Buddhism or something like this. It's nothing like that whatsoever. It has strong ties to the same things that Christians believe and
very similar.
Jews believe, and I want people to understand that because there has been a lot of attacks against Islam, and I want people to understand why do you think this is,
Yeah, they always try to. Islam been attacked, like you said, Judaism and Christianity, and those are basically, one God religions. And you look at something like, Buddhism, which is really all about inner enlightenment and nirvana and bringing yourself into that, and very new agey in itself. And then, Hinduism is the worship of many gods, Vishnu, Shiva, and many others. So this is a multifaceted religion as well. And, Islam does share more in common with both Christianity and Judaism than any other religions. I thank you for the call. All right, let's go to Paula in Texas. Paula, what's on your mind?
Hi. I just wanted to say I agree with you were talking earlier about Martin Luther King marching in the streets, the people getting together for a cause and everything. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a real good thing. I participated. Catherine Albrecht was here Tuesday night. We had a rally in San Marcos, Texas, to reverse the law that they require mandatory microchipping in pets, okay? But it was...
Hold it right there for a second, because I just want to point this out. I was driving down South Lamar yesterday going to the dentist, and literally on the side of this pet care thing, there was a big sign that said, March Microchip Madness for your pets. It was March Microchip Madness. I mean, they are hyping this up, and there was a story in the paper, I think it was off of MSNBC earlier in the week, where a family had their pet chipped. Now, it was one of the earlier chips, so it didn't have the GPS system in it, but had their pet chipped. This family lost their dog, had moved 3 separate times. The dog showed up states over from where they had lost it, and 9 years later, they got their dog back. So, isn't that even your pet gets lost 9 years later, you can get it back. They make it sound extremely reasonable, but now they want to have it mandatory in your pets. Continue.
Right. And I saw those stories too. When I went to the internet, to YouTube, to look about microchipping your pet, they had that story that you're talking about right there, and others. They had somebody who'd lost their cat, and it was returned in 6 months, and all this kind of stuff. But the whole thing is, we have to be aware that they're always going to play to our heart. And this whole thing is about control, because if they control the pets, they're, by virtue of that, controlling the owners too. I mean, but people don't see that. And also, it is proven that microchips do indeed cause cancer tumors where it's inserted. And so
absolutely, in 2005 that came out. I mean, they did tests on rats and mice, and they got cancer. But that's okay. They don't want to publicize that because they want to make it sound like it's delicious and nutritious, and it's the next step. I mean, we have the former head of Sega now saying that his next game developments are going to involve microchips.
Well, I hate to see it. I will do anything I can to help stop the chipping movement, because I do believe it's the slippery slope. I think that they're going to brainwash people, and they're going to show
I think that if we get that far, forget about slippery slope. We've slipped, broke our neck, and we don't have an arm left. It's the Alex Jones Show. I am Jason Bermas, InfoWars.com. Let's go to Don in Alabama. Don, what's on your mind? I got like 90 seconds for you.
Jason, glad you're back.
Thank you, man.
I'm an old man, so I won't be able to listen to you at night, but I'll try to get you on podcast.
Sounds good.
Hey, listen, I just want to encourage everybody. I've been to 3 places today here in Alabama, and people are ready to listen. And it was an amazing thing what the conversation was about, mainly about the economy. But when you step in boldly enough and you start ripping what's really going on, it's amazing how people perk up and come over and start listening and start asking questions. And then you can point to your Liberty sources, InfoWars or whatever, where people can get the truth. But we are being totally lied to. The fraud is unbelievable. We've got a bunch of lying hypocrites. And if people don't make an effort to step this thing up, we're going to be hurt one way or the other, but we don't have to be hurt all the way. We need to step up the game. We need to tell our neighbors. We need to tell our friends. We need to tell our storekeepers, everybody, policemen, firemen, whoever. It truly is a red alert. And, folks, it's coming quicker than you think.
Don, I love the attitude, and I couldn't agree more. It's time to be human beings again. It's time to reach out to the ones you care about, the ones you love, your neighbors, your friends, your family. I mean, if you're not going to tell them, who is? Yeah, this information's uncomfortable. It's tough to deal with. But guess what? It's real. It's reality. It's what's really happening. So if you want to defend yourself against it, you want to save others, you want to save humanity, spread the word. It's Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. I'll be back 9 to midnight. Retransmission begins in 30 seconds only at Infowars.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold for your IRA? The financial industry refuses to recognize the value of real hard assets for your retirement. The truth be told, gold and silver has outperformed paper investments like stocks, bonds, and CDs, yet no word about IRAs. Perhaps the financial institutions want to maintain control of your assets by keeping you in paper. If you'd like to take a look at gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low return on your paper investments. Call 800-686-2237. Make sure that you secure your future. Call 800-686-2237. That's 1-800-686-2237.